Hey guys, it's Dconnic, and in this video we're going to be talking about the Path of Exile 3.25 Settlers of Kalguur League and the massive amount of changes GGG have planned for us. And let me just tell you right now, there is a ton to talk about. So let's get started. This video is not going to be about the patch notes, but rather mostly about the content that was revealed during the stream and just my general thoughts on everything. For a video more focused on the patch notes and how it affects like my builds, I will be making a separate video, and you can expect that in the next few days. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy the content, as it not only is a big morale boost for me to keep making videos, it helps the videos reach more people as we try to hit 1,000 subs. Path of Exile Settlers of Kalguur is a city builder mechanic where the Exile, i.e. you, are recruited to help develop the city of King's March, the Act 4 city in PoE 2. This mechanic will have you visit the city, hire workers, send trade ships to sell harvested materials for just general loot, and even hire exiles that could run maps for you. You will be able to find materials such as crimson iron or calcum, petrified amber, which all have different conditions you need to meet to actually make them harvestable by your settlers. It also have different objectives, such as for I believe it's petrified amber, you have to protect a tree from like blighted enemies that are trying to destroy it. The Settlers of Kalguur mechanic is everything I personally hoped it would be, and so much more, as city builders hold a special place in my heart, and never in a million years would I have expected it to have a place in a game like Path of Exile until GGG released their teaser. Even without playing the league, I already find myself hoping this mechanic goes core, which I have never felt the same way about any past league. So GGG, if you're watching, please let this go core. 3.25 sees the introduction of gold to Path of Exile alongside a currency auction house, which should help streamline the process of exchanging currency, which, according to Mark, entails any item that is perfectly stackable. So you can think of things like transmutes, veiled orbs, even boss fragments should be tradable via the auction house. Trading will also have a gold cost associated to prevent players from permanently flipping, as gold will only be attainable by actually playing the game and it's not going to be tradable. This change is one that I have asked for since they announced PoE 2 was gonna get an auction house, as nothing, and I think I mean nothing, annoys me more than having to whisper 30 plus people at rates that are less than ideal for myself and still being completely ignored. Gold is also spent in the respecking of the passive tree, with the cost ramping up as you level up. Though nothing has been said so far about what will happen to Orbs of Regret, I personally expect them to still be an alternative to gold, or at least be tradable to vendors for other currencies and for the bandit passive changes that we still currently have. You will also be able to engrave items through the season mechanic to apply unique item effects onto your rare items, making for the potential to create some very strong items, and overall it just adds to the creative wiggle room for builds that are able to use some of these mods. Sentinel and Recombination are also making a return, though according to Mark, Recombination is not going to be as powerful as it was in the past. Though how they nerfed it, we still do not know, so we just have to wait and see. Random encounters can also occur as you interact with the season mechanic and send your settlers out on different tasks. The only one that has been revealed is a challenging boss who attacks your settlement at night and holds your Atlas runners captive, demanding a ransom, which you can decide to pay or fight the boss or just leave the adventurers to their fate. The other two bosses, and this is just speculation as nothing has been revealed, but I believe one looks like it's going to be messing around with your miners in some way, either stealing their resources or also holding them captive, and you have the same scenario. And then the last one kind of looks like a pirate, so I assume he is going to be dealing with your trade routes settlers. So he's going to be trying to attack their ships. Maybe he's going to make your trades fail until you do something about him. There's so much they could do with it, but nothing has been revealed, so we're gonna have to wait and see kind of what they do. This league also features a massive buff to melee skills, with all melee skills seeing a massive increase to their added damage effectiveness at all levels, as well as a plethora of other skill specific changes. Items have also seen a big buff to their local defenses for armor specifically, and their offensive stats like base crit, attack cast speed, base damage for weapons as well. And now quality is now multiplicative for all these stats that have also been buffed, giving us even more defenses. Mark also mentioned that this should be a net increase in defenses even with the defensive aura nerfs. I personally don't know how true this is, especially when you consider things like the removal of some of many, or I don't want to say many, most physical damage taken as modifiers. So you're going to be hard pressed to get your physical damage taken as fires, as chaos, whatever. But we'll have to see how it pans out for especially builds that don't go heavily into armor. There are some other exciting changes that I am not going to be covering to keep this video on the shorter side, but honorable mentions include adding a 6-map device slot, which is unlockable from Maven 10 ways, and just, you know, in case you don't remember, the 5th slot is unlocked from beating a tier 17. I don't think you have to do this in any order. If you do both, you get your extra map slots. And now that is going to straight up just be a buff to most farming strategies, seeing as you just get an extra slot for free. And it's also going to open up some leeway or creativity when it comes to how you use your skill ups. Affliction Spectres are also making a comeback as a reward from Ritual. This is in the honorable mentions section, simply because we do not know how they will be nerfed or which ones are even coming back. So I personally think their auras are going to be worse off, maybe because we had like level 30 auras, level 25. So I'm thinking maybe we have like a level 10 auras. Like they have still been shown to have auras, so we'll have to wait and see to see how it pans out. One thing I am looking forward to is this could potentially bring back my strength stacking runic skeleton build, as that spectre is one of the affliction specters. That was my favorite build for that league, and I would probably be revisiting it if it is possible. Overall, the sheer amount of changes being introduced is staggering, and the league mechanic looks amazing, and I genuinely cannot wait to get my hands on the league come launch next week. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of my takes. I will likely be posting a video in the next few days about the patch notes in relation to minion builds, or at least the builds that I have made, and I will also be releasing one about my league starter most likely. So remember to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any of those videos, and as always, thank you for watching.